Hey, what's going on? Muriel from the Sunshine Family in a live stream today, touching on is Costa Rica safe? How safe is Costa Rica? Today is an update, January 2021. How safe is it travel wise, COVID wise, crime wise? Uh, you know, Income wise, I'm going to be touching one by one on these topics because a lot of people ask me. And as you might know, my channel is all about that I share what I have learned so far. I love to do these live at least once per week. The more, the better. I see that I have some people live. That is amazing. That is always so motivating. If you are live, just share something in the chat because I have a view on the chat. I'm also happy to answer some questions. I'm going to touch on all my part of the topic one by one, but like seeing your questions coming in allows me to answer it at the spot. That is always better. And that's also the purpose of my life because I love to interact with my viewers because you are everything to me. That's the whole purpose of my channel. And thanks to you, my channel is growing and I'm more inspired to do more videos. So it's a win-win. So first of all, who doesn't know me and just see me doing videos and you wonder who are you and what is your, who are you to think that you can share a lot about Costa Rica? Well, I'm nothing special. I'm just a mom from the Netherlands, married with Dirk, and we have two kids. We moved to Costa Rica in 2018, basically thanks to our online business that we have since 2013. I quit my job 5 years ago, and we replaced that income and my husband's restaurants income. We sold his restaurants in 2016, and since then we're full-time online. And for us, it didn't matter whether we opened up our laptops in the Netherlands, where we come from, or in Costa Rica, or wherever in the world. So that's a little bit about us. Since then, people ask us a lot of questions about Costa Rica expat life. So safety of how safe is Costa Rica is a big one today because a lot of things are happening in the world. So I'm happy to share everything I know. If you're watching this in the recording, this live stream will be recorded about 10 hours after doing this live stream. If you're watching it as a recording and you're not subscribed to my channel yet, this is an open invite. Then you see in the recording a little icon, a square on the screen. If you hit it, you can choose to hit the bell icon, and that means you get a notification every time I upload a new video. And that might help you in the near future to learn more about Costa Rica expat life, and or simply if you are interested to travel through Costa Rica. So enough about all this. This intro was long enough. Please let me hear from you if the sound is loud and clear. For the people who are live, you would really, really help me if you would say if you can hear me loud and clear. Let me see. Assuming that I am loud and clear. Okay. Is Costa Rica safe? COVID-wise. Let me just get started. Okay, thank you. Costa Rica Story is replying loud and clear. It's, by the way, the end of the day. It's going to be golden hour soon. The sun is over there. I just love to sit outside and work outside. So I'm sitting outside. So I'm happy you hear me loud and clear. COVID-wise. Okay, what's the numbers of today? I just looked it up. And right now in Costa Rica, we have registered cases 189,308. We have had so far 2,518 deaths. And we have had so far 146,448 recoveries. This is the current numbers of today, the official numbers. I'm going to leave it up to you to compare this to the country that you're currently in or the country you want to compare it with. To be really, really transparent with you, I'm not looking at numbers. I'm just looking at my quality of life, how I experience it. I believe Costa Rica is an awesome place to be, still an awesome place to come. And I cannot imagine a better country or a place in the world to be during this crazy pandemic. If I look in the Netherlands, and I hear what's going on there, it's, this is not blaming someone, but I see that a very progressive country as the Netherlands is putting a time clock. So, how do you say that? The restrictions on what time people can go out. Today it's going to get started, I think, after 8 or 9 p.m. People are not allowed on the streets. A lot of restrictions, just one visitor in your house. This is something that people are not used to, and it has everything to do with COVID. It's a crazy world out there. For me, you see where I live, I have lots of space. We don't have to wear a mask because there's no one here. I can close my gate and there's no one here. And Costa Rica has still a lot of space, right? So if you have ways to come to Costa Rica and just sit your time out here, especially when you already work online, do it. I think it's awesome here. But that's my humble opinion, right? Now, COVID wise, and healthcare wise, I think healthcare in Costa Rica in general is super, super good. Not for nothing, there is a tourism on healthcare. People, especially from the United States, especially come to Costa Rica because of its excellent and much cheaper healthcare. Now, of course, considering COVID, you would be very sick and need oxygen machines and stuff. I cannot assure you that there's enough of these beds available. I cannot even assure you if there's enough beds in the Netherlands or anywhere. Just I love to just take the good scenario and just hope for the better, that it's not necessary and it will blow over. Although I know that it will never be the same. Costa Rica is a beautiful country and this healthcare is excellent. So this is not a third world country where there is very bad hygiene in the hospitals. As far as I have experience, I've been in Clinica Biblica, one of the biggest private hospitals. There's also a lot of public hospitals, excellent quality. So I just trust on the healthcare of Costa Rica during this pandemic. So COVID wise, I'm not going to say it's good or bad or middle. Leave that up to you. But I experience feeling safe being in Costa Rica during this pandemic. So here's the thing. It's going to be up to you to compare it with where you're from. I just wanted to come up with some numbers. How is it travel-wise? Let's touch on travel-wise. Well, I've been traveling from where I live, the area Santa Teresa, the Peninsula de Nicoya, to San Jose because I had to do a passport, applying for new passports for my 2 children. I don't like to go to San Jose because I just don't like to be in big cities, but I had to. I took the bus from Cobano to San Jose. I took the ferry with my 2 children, and I experienced it as super safe. Why? Well, there is control. So people are just reminding each other to wear masks in a good way. That's one. The bus is a safe bus. It's not I've been to India as well, where there you don't know if the bus will lose a wheel whatsoever. But in general, the public transport is double checked, so the vehicle was safe. It was not overloaded. There was air conditioning. There was fresh air. There was enough stopover. I experienced traveling from A to B very safe, and I have an advice for you. If you are a traveler and you're just traveling the world anyways now, during this pandemic, and you're in Costa Rica, this is what our friends do when we want to have fun and go through different places in Costa Rica. And this is a tip for you. You don't have to mingle with others to have an awesome time. If you're with friends together, you can rent an Airbnb, a bigger one, more luxury, with a pool and stuff, and just bring your food. So I still believe that safety in this time comes down to not mingle too much with people, because of course that is what this whole pandemic is about. Stay away as much as you can from others, but that doesn't mean that when you are with a select group of friends that you can rent an Airbnb, bring the food and drinks, and be somewhere in the middle of nowhere. The prices are pretty bargainable right now in Costa Rica, so you can rent a very good place for a pretty low price. And oh, by the way, I see questions coming in. I will answer them in a bit. So stay hanging there. I will come back to that. So yeah, this is what people I know do a lot, and myself as well. You just bring your own stuff. You are coming together in a nice Airbnb. You're enjoying Costa Rica, and you can do that all around Costa Rica and explore Costa Rica that way without going to restaurants if you are part of a risk group whatsoever. So, and still, I think that the restaurants are doing a great job with having tables in between empty and stuff. So, if you ask me, what I have experienced, travel in Costa Rica is safe. That's my humble opinion, but come and check it out yourself. I think there's no reason to stay away from Costa Rica. One of the things that I'm not really up to date with is so far I believe that there is no COVID test necessary. It was a couple of months ago because Dirk's mom came and she was required to do a COVID test. Now it's not a rule, but who knows what will change tomorrow. So you better update yourself on the recent updates about it. But I definitely think Costa Rica is not a particularly corrupt country at all. So let me just jump onto um, how safe is Costa Rica crime wise, right? That's a big question people ask me. So I also heard replies to my videos on my other videos. I did a video a couple of weeks ago about traveling by bus to San Jose, which I prefer. Um, because it's great. I don't have to think myself driving. I always miss the exits, no matter how easy the direction is. But crime wise, about no, according to theft, robberies, I don't experience it has increased. If you ask me, and I'm a big city girl, I was grown up in a big city in the Netherlands, in The Hague. If you walk by yourself over the beach, right, it's not smart. Don't do those things. Don't walk by yourself in um, in in neighborhoods that's well known as not the best neighborhoods, right? Where there's a lot of poverty or problem families whatsoever. Don't go there. Just stay away. Be proactive and prevent being a victim of robbery. So don't leave your stuff unguarded in the bus or in a plane or when you are. That's what I always tell my daughter. She's 16. It's like fashionable to have your iPhone in your back pocket, stick it out. If you are on the ferry, don't do that. Keep it in your hand or in a zipper and close to your body, right? So I believe if you use your common sense, crime wise, Costa Rica is safe. It's the same as when you rent a little casa on the beach. There's this beautiful beach bungalows you can rent. If there's no guards there, or uh, how do you say that, protection, yeah, just people looking out to keep the resort safe, then it's not smart to leave your valuables in the house, because yeah, there is burglars active, especially in those beach places. But that has not changed through COVID. That is the case everywhere, even in the Netherlands or in the United States. So use your common sense. So crime rise, I believe Costa Rica is just a very neutral country and safe for women alone, for families with children. I would just come and travel if you have the opportunity and just sit out the biggest peak and the second or even the third lockdown if you have the freedom to do so. Again, I am really grateful that I'm able to just continue do what I do with my work online, because I can do that traveling or being in Costa Rica. And if I want to move to Bali next year, I could do that too, business wise. So that brings me to point number 4. Income wise, how safe is it to rely on an income or on a job in Costa Rica or even a business, right? That's what people ask me as well. So, hey, Muriel, I'm thinking about moving to Costa Rica and I have this and this expertise. I'm a carpenter. For example, I had someone asking me that, how, what do you think the chances are for me to be able to generate an income? And I really honestly, out of my heart, said, well, I think it's kind of tricky because you're not the only carpenter who's active here. There's lots of other carpenters. There's Tico carpenters. There's Nicaraguan carpenters. There's other expats. So if you're coming here to start a new life and rely on that income only, I think it's like Russian roulette. I think the best way to generate an income or to secure an income is knowing exactly how to generate an income online. And that is what I do too. I teach people. Whoop, there's something flying here. I teach people how to generate an income online, basically making profits by sharing their expertise and passion, right? This is the new age of internet education and communication, and everyone is getting their information online. So this is also the new business model of earning online. How safe is it to count on the job that you can do remote? I don't think a job is safe anyways, especially not since the internet age is there. Look at big places where people are replaced by machines. This is the technology of today, right? It's taking over people's handwork. I'm not saying that I feel sad for a lot of people losing jobs, but I also believe that with the changes of the world, in the world, due to pandemic, but also just due to the industrial, getting the industrial revolution being replaced by the internet revolution, I believe the best way to generate an income and to rely on is that you rely on yourself, being an entrepreneur, knowing what to do online, as an affiliate marketer, as a service provider of your, I don't know, your expertise. Perhaps you know a lot about medicine, perhaps you know a lot about animals, perhaps you know a lot about fishing, about kite surfing, about motherhood, about a specific country, about it could be old timers, about online marketing. Perhaps you're a life coach, you know a lot about psychology, how to help couples, relationship therapy. Everyone these days is able to use an energy portal and transference portal, the screen. This is how we are chatting right now. So yeah, based on how safe is it to rely on a job, again, I think it's safer to rely on your own knowledge um, about internet, using the internet for providing an income. So yeah, if you want to know, by the way, what it is that I do, you can reach out to me, reply in the comments, say, tell me more, or below every of my video, there's a description. You see a link, you can click it and follow it, and you can scroll more. And there's my coaching programs information, my digital program. You can chat with me. But let's get back to the current topic. How safe is Costa Rica safe in general? My big general answer to that is yes. I think Costa Rica is safe. Well, because of all the things that I just shared. So if you're just jumping in live, watch the recording and listen in from the start, COVID wise, what can I say? Just yeah, use your mind. Stay away from big crowds. Don't kiss with any strangers if you were planning to do that. Actually, that's a joke, but yeah, if that makes sense, just use your common sense. I think COVID is a problem for everyone in the world, something that we all have to deal with. Of course, I'm not saying the crime hasn't increased with people who have lost a lot, but people are people, and there's a lot of good people. I will tell you from the bottom of my heart, so far in all the situation I have been where it could become a bad scenario, Costa Rica was a good scenario for me. I forgot a form in Costa Rica. People were really helpful. The lady in the office helped me to find a way around it, that Dirk didn't have to come and I didn't have to wait for 48 hours for him to come with a form that I forgot to bring. People helped us out when we had car trouble. My daughter fell off a motorbike of someone, and people were stopping and helped her at the side of the road to borrow their phone because her phone was dead so she could ring me. People are friendly, people are people. If you look someone in the eye and if you are good at heart, I believe it's your karma is going to be good, and goodness will come to you. So I think Costa Rica is safe in general, yes, but be a good person, be friendly to others, use your common sense. Oh, this is one big thing, and then I'm gonna dive into some questions. Traffic wise, I think the biggest danger in Costa Rica, especially in those remote areas, especially for tourists and travelers, speeding is the most dangerous thing. I think there's more deaths due to speeding and driving like crazy in Costa Rica than COVID, because I still see tourists driving like nuts here on this dirt road that's here going through just where I am sitting. There's the road, speeding, not knowing the roads, driving at night, just being on the phone and driving. I think that's one of the biggest dangers in Costa Rica. Like in any other country, traffic is causing still a lot of deaths, unfortunately. So use your common sense and don't speed. Respect the roads. You don't know how those roads are, how tricky. They can be slippery when it's dusty, like now. They can be muddy and slippery when it's wet season, and so forth and so forth. So I hope, guys, that makes sense. So this is the big answer to, is Costa Rica safe, and how safe is it according to all these topics I just talked about. Is there anything else you want me to cover? If yes, let me know in the comments below. Let me go to the live chat. By the way, hi guys, thanks for sticking with me. I see you have a bunch of people live. So Costa Rica Story saying, I hear you loud and clear. Oh, thank you for the sound check. Coconut Pete is saying, I wish I was in Costa Rica. Well, Coconut Pete, I wish you were too. What is stopping you, Pete, to come to Costa Rica? If you don't mind asking, out of curiosity, feel free to share. And Pete is also asking, is it true healthcare is affordable in Costa Rica? Yes, for sure. It is way cheaper than in the US and in the Netherlands. I assure you that. One example, my daughter broke a collarbone, and I was there as her mom and guide, and they offered me a bed in her room, and that is something that is not done in the Netherlands, in Europe, with good healthcare, because that's way too pricey. There's no way, besides paying a really high extra amount, and this was just included in the whole whole thing here. So there's a lot of extra service that you don't see anywhere else, and the prices are in general cheaper. Mr. Rugridge, I'm sorry about to pronounce, but Mr. Regri, um, do you know, if I don't pronounce your name well, my apologies in advance, do you know if Costa Rica has or are implementing benefits to lure retirees, similar to Panama? I don't really understand the question. What is benefits to lure retirees? Could you give me a couple of examples of that in order for me to answer this question best? Coconut Pete is catching up on finances. Okay, that makes sense. So I hear you. Some people who don't have cash flow or don't have savings, or are not retired and have an income flowing in. This is the biggest challenge. And Pete, this is why I'm always reminding people of that. It's never too late to start learn how you can generate an income online. So if that's something that you should not see as something that if you start now, tomorrow you're going to make an income online or even a living online. But it can happen step by step. So never done in one step, but it can happen step by step. So if you have started a month ago watching my very first video with one of the recommendations I do below my videos, then you might have been earning your first income online, and you could build that up. I know people are building that up in 3 to 6 to 9 months. So yeah, it's just my recommendation. If you really want to move to Costa Rica and come to Costa Rica, start learning how to use the internet and a laptop and a smartphone and automated systems be able to do so, and everyone can do this. I'm not saying it's simple, but it is done by others who are able to follow step by step guidelines, and this is how I have learned it. So that's just a heads up. But again, thank you for answering that question. I don't see Mr. Rockreach telling me he means with implementing benefits. Ah, there it is. Okay. Thank you for replying. So you're saying, for instance, Panama offers discounts for individuals who retire in Panama, such as 25 off entertainment and travel, and no tax retirement or revenue generated outside of the country. So tax-wise, I could not answer that question, but I do know that 65 people who are 65 years or older don't pay for transport or pay a lower price. I know that when you are in line at the bank and when you are older or look elderly or retired, there's people who are pregnant and are older are always come first. No matter if you're in line for 3 hours and someone walks in with a stick, they go first. Costa Rica also already has that benefits. So tax-wise, I think you better Google this, tax benefits for retirees in Costa Rica, and Google will definitely provide you answers, or YouTube. This is like an online library, is what I call YouTube and Google. So I'm sorry that I'm not able to come up with a clear answer, but yes, I know Costa Rica has benefits for people in this specific group. The exact benefits I cannot tell you. Does Costa Rica tax you on your salary generated from your work online? Personally, not, because my business is not founded in Costa Rica. There are people doing an online business and their income goes to their company in Costa Rica, but my company is situated outside of Costa Rica. That's why I love Costa Rica to live, because when you have a business outside of Costa Rica where you pay taxes, Costa Rica don't charge you in taxes because I am Dutch. But if you would be a USA citizen, you always pay tax, no matter if you are totally signed out of the USA. You always stay paying US taxes. I don't pay those taxes on income in Costa Rica because I pay that in the country where my business is founded. So that is fully personal on where you are from or in which country your business is created and registered. Okay, if that makes sense. But that's a great question. And Coconut Pete is saying, I just got 1,000 subs, so I hope I'll get monetized in a few months. Okay, that is awesome. So you are YouTubing, Coconut Pete, is that correct? And if so, well, it sounds like it. Yeah, you need 4,000 hours being watched and 1,000 subscribers, and then Google AdSense is going to pay you for the amount of views, and they're going to monetize you with YouTube. Now, there is people doing really great. They have millions and 10 or 100,000 of views, and sometimes, you can look up, Coconut Pete, socialblade.com on how the average income is for big YouTubers, and you can get an impression about what the average income is on a certain amount of views and or subscribers. But YouTube in general is a slow building up process, but it's residual income for life. But it doesn't go like this. If you stop doing videos, or if you make a lot of videos and they're not being watched or liked, then your growth of your channel can decrease. But that's one of the things that I generate an income with, or get exposure to my future customers or clients. They find me on YouTube, and this is one of the ways to make multiple streams, build multiple streams of income online. So thank you for bringing that up, Pete. Yes, Pete is saying, I'm still working on figuring out what niche I want to focus on. Yeah, that's a good one. I coach people on that, Pete. So if you would like to know, if you want some consulting, I can definitely help you with this. So reach out to me. Go to the description below my video, or go to my Facebook. Let me just go ahead to my Facebook, Pete. It's all in the description, but I want to serve you best. Let me send you my Facebook. Um, oh, and Pete, Coconut Pete, this is for you. Reach out to me, send me a messenger if you're interested in a very good business consultants, because this is what I do, right? Because I think you're doing great so far. Only if you want guidance, right? This is not to press that. How do you say that? To force you to do that, but just an open offer. Mina saying, "Hola, I love you, Mina. Thank you always for hopping on." Are there Weld slots in Costa Rica? Yes, absolutely. There are many. I saw many slots in the area of Dominical. We don't have them. I have never seen them here. We have some parks here. They are there, but I saw them in Dominical and in Manuel Antonio. So that is awesome. Coconut Pete is saying thank you. This is a great channel. Well, thank you so much. Let me know what is your channel, Pete, and I'm happy to support you with that. And there's so much possible with YouTube. I also have made, Pete, this might be something that interests you. Created a YouTube training where I share everything that I do to reach more people with my YouTube. So no matter if you are an expert in fishing or flowers or old timers or whatever expertise or hobby or passion, and how you can be monetized and be able to, yeah, to make profits by sharing your passion and expertise using YouTube. I have a training specifically created how I did it, how I've done it, and how others can do so. So let me know if you're interested in that, Coconut Pete. And yeah, so I don't think there's other questions. Let me know if there's other questions. Let me just um grab a link for you, Coconut Pete, because I actually love what you're saying, and that gives others the time to gather some more questions, because I see people are still hopping on live. Well, I'm almost wrapping it up. Let me just stay on for a little bit so people have the chance to still share their thoughts with me. So let me hear your thoughts anyways. If you have been to Costa Rica, what's your experience about how safe is Costa Rica, for example? If you have examples, let me know, and let's open up the conversation. I'm scrolling right now to what I want to share to Pete. Since Pete is on. This is so nice about live streaming. We can almost have a conversation. Pete, I'm sharing a link right now that goes to my YouTube training. And this might help you to crank up that channel of yours. Hey, Viandi is saying, regard from Austria, Vienna. I have been to Malpais and Cabuya and a lot of other places in Costa Rica. I live super close to Malpais and Cabuya, Viandi. I love those places. And my girlfriend is a Tika, but not possible to visit because of COVID. It's so muy triste. Oh my goodness. Yeah, but if I understand well, the borders are open. What is stopping you to come? Is it because Austria is not allowing you back in? I'm really curious about that, because that's the biggest thing why we are afraid that tourists will stay away, because of a lot of countries are shutting down their borders, especially also for their own people. Is that the reason, Fiandi? I will give you some time to, yes, you see, and this is the thing. I see businesses flourishing up again. They were also released because Costa Rica opened up its borders. But since a lot of countries, including the Netherlands, are saying that they're going to close or already have closed their borders, even for their own people, that makes it really unrealistic that people are willing to take a vacation or to travel to Costa Rica because of worries that they cannot get back to where they live, where their house is, where their kids are, or their animals are, or their work is, or whatsoever. So I hear you in your blockade. Yeah, and that's the thing, and we're all in the same boat, that we have to deal with those restrictions one way or the other. And I want you to use your common sense and and choose for the best. Viandi, I'm hoping that you are Skyping a lot or using WhatsApp video to stay still connected. That way, although it's not the same as hugging each other and being close to each other, of course. But thanks to the internet, we are all still able to be connected anyways, thank goodness. And let's hope for the best that, borders are opening again. One of the things that I've learned from my mindset coaches. I've had many coaches over the years, business coaches, internet marketing coaches, mindset coaches. Uh, is that, and this is was a Buddhistic coach who taught me Vipassana meditation, that everything will pass, everything comes, and everything goes. It's called anicca. And this is my master, G.N. Goenka. He is not living anymore. He was from Burma, and he helped almost forgotten meditation technique to come back into the world. And it's called Vipassana meditation, also slash called the art of living. And this is what I want to wrap up my video with. And meanwhile, if you have questions, just keep them coming. I will stay on until there's no questions live. What I have learned, and that might help you if you are somehow really suffering mentally from the restrictions and COVID and not being able to come to Costa Rica, or being stuck in Costa Rica, or not able to make a living in Costa Rica anymore, or I don't know in what way you are suffering. The art of living is staying equanimous. That's called like not high, not emotionally blown away by negative events that's happening that you don't control. Stay equanimous, stay like tranquilo about things, and trust that nature is based on everything comes and everything goes. Also, too, this shall pass. And by not becoming the problem you are facing, and see yourself as a bird in the sky and look down on yourself, not being the problem, but just seeing a temporary challenge, makes it easier to keep standing in this time of challenge, where safety and suffering and worries are a lot everywhere in all families, no matter with people from all walks of life. We're all suffering in a way from COVID, right? No matter because we cannot be together, like the Andy is saying. Okay, I'm happy to hear that you're connected a lot. Hey, and Slope Soaring is saying hola. Well, hola back. Yeah, so I want to close my my live, which is, I think, more or less we're talking about the restrictions and COVID. And I think criminality is not really a big thing in Costa Rica. Neither is it very corrupt. Of course, there's corruption everywhere, but not specifically in Costa Rica. Take Costa Rica as yes, now seeing the sun going down, you have access to a beautiful sunset, treasure it. Be grateful for all the good that you still experience, for the air that you breathe, for a healthy body, for your beautiful family, no matter if you're locked up in a small apartment. This too shall pass. So focus on personal development. Listen to personal development audios on YouTube, for example. Les Brown, Tony Robbins. There are so many inspirational speakers that you can listen to, and that can help you stay strong in the mind and to be kind and not being lived by fear, right? Because fear has to do with feeling safe. If you're talking about how safe do you think it is, it's also how safe do you feel. You can drop me in a ghetto and I will still feel safe. I've worked with convicted criminals. I was never afraid. So the experience of how safe you feel has to do with how self-confident you are and how strong you are in the mind, right? So take that from me, work on your mindset and your personal development, and you will be able to get through COVID restrictions and the pandemic and everything that is influenced by that in the best possible way. Okay, so I'm seeing Alan James is on. Awesome, awesome. Effective January 26, 2021. Travelers arriving in the US must get tested for COVID no more than 3 days before departing to the United States and show a negative test result to the airline boarding, or to show documentation of recent recovery from COVID-19 to the airline before boarding. Yes, this is new because I had friends visiting here. We went on a boat fishing together and seeing whales together, and they were not obligated to show a COVID test, but I just hear that it has changed. Yeah, so rules and regulations change all the time. It's good to be update yourself about those things. New CDC rules for traveling now. Yes. Correct. Slope soaring Cornwall saying, how much does an apartment cost to rent close to the beach a month? Not premium, but nice. Well, that really depends on where exactly. I know there's one bedroom apartments which are like crap, and they rent them out from $300 to $600 per month. There are more luxurious apartments. Okay, that's really hard to say. I have rented an apartment paying $900 with 2 bedrooms in Santa Teresa, and that was a crappy leaking roof apartment that I don't recommend families to stay in. I think it also has to come down to having luck, finding someone who is not able to be here, who want to rent out their house to someone they like and trust, so they know their house is safe. This is a big thing. There's people not able to be in Costa Rica for different reasons. There is a lot of community groups in Costa Rica. So depending on the area, slope soaring Cornwall, this is what I would do if I were you. Go to Facebook and type in the search bar like Costa Rica expats, Costa Rica group, Santa Teresa, Costa Rica, Montezuma, or any place in Costa Rica, Central Valley, Costa Rica. There is lots of community groups in Costa Rica, depending on the area you would like to stay with, assuming you want to stay close to the ocean. There's a Samara, Santa Teresa. There's a Samara Facebook group. There's a Santa Teresa Facebook group. It's called What's on Santa Teresa. There's a Montezuma group that's close to the ocean. So, and ask your question there. Say, hey, I don't know if you are a man or a woman, if you're a guy or a girl, if you have kids or not, but you say, hey, this is me, do a photo and say, hey, I'm looking for XYZ, who knows something or has something to offer, and just take it from there. Best is to be in the area where you want to live and just go by word of mouth. And yeah, use the community groups. So it's really hard to say. It goes from $200 to $300 until $2,000, $3,000, depending on your wishes. If you want to have a pool and airco and super luxury, it's there. If you want to have super simple and basic, it's there. If you want to share an apartment with someone, it's there. Asking in the community groups. It's really how I found my second rental close to the ocean in Hermosa, Santa Teresa, 3-bedroom apartment, pool, etc. It was amazing. And yeah, thanks to the community groups. So I hope that answers your question. Too bad. Okay. Yeah, I will take my advice and ask around in the Facebook community groups. You will be surprised to find your ideal apartment there. Okay. Does that make sense? And thank you for asking. Okay. I'm going to wrap it up. I am on for 43 minutes. Woo. And I have 9 people live. That is amazing. Oh, and also, it sounds weird to ask always, but give me your thumbs up. It really helps me. It helps my channel to reaching more people. If you like my video, give me your thumbs up. Place a comment below. Share my videos, and especially ask questions. Keep them coming. You can always reply to all my videos. I'm always pretty fast. Within 3 days, I will reply back. You can ask me questions in a personal chat on Facebook. So this was especially for Coconut Pete. Because I really am assured that I can help you get better results and faster results with Pool Will Be Nice. Well, that's awesome. Awesome things that you want. It's all there. Yes. ask in a community group, slopes or in Cornwall for sure. There is houses available. There are still lots of empty places where house owners would love to have a renty, trustable, nice renty, um, yeah, to stay in their place. That's a big win-win. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for hopping on. And the day is getting to an end. As you can see, the sun is getting, it's disappearing. It's getting slowly dark, dark, dark. My dog is sitting behind me waiting for me. I can tell it's my black dog, Lucky, sitting over there. Lucky, come here. Lucky, come. He thinks, nope. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is my favorite dog. This is my number one dog. Come here, Lucky. Come here. Look. Hi, sweetie. This is one of the things that I love so much about Costa Rica. There's a lot of pet rescues waiting for oh, there's my Joey waiting for people to adopt them. Whoa, hold on, you cannot go there, Joey. Woo! We adopted. That was funny. My headset is. Oh, that's weird. Let me just take it out.